Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is going to be episode 4 of the bookshelf. And in this episode, we're going to import it into Substance Painter and we're going to put some texture on it. There are a couple things I wanted to go over before we do that. And that is that I redid the little handles here. Same design and everything, but when I was testing it out for this video, I noticed that there was a issue with how it was coming out in Substance Painter. And so I went back and I redid just the curve part and fixed that issue. And essentially what I did was I used a torus, and then I just cut down the torus and then extruded it and rotated it and scaled it till I got the shape that I wanted. Also, for the hinges, I redid those as well because I noticed as I was editing the last video, and I commented on it in the last video, that when I put the bevel on here, I did it without setting the scale of the hinge. And because of that, when I imported it into Substance Painter, I wound up with lines going through. It didn't show up here in Blender, but it showed up there, so I rebuilt those. And so that is where we're at, and so we're going to go ahead and export it. I already unwrapped it, UV unwrapped it and everything, so we're good to go there. So we're going to go ahead and export it and then import it into Substance Painter, and I'll see you there. All right, so here we are in Substance Painter. I've gone ahead and imported in the bookshelf, and I have baked mesh maps. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a smart material that I'd already made. It's wood grain smart material. I'm going to bring that in, and we're going to use this as the sort of base for everything. Now, obviously, certain things seem to be kind of messed up. Like through here, I think I have to rotate it. And what this is, you got the base color, directional noise for the grain and everything. You have some spots, some scratches. And then you have a rotation, which is using an anchor point. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to see if I can't fix these grain directions that aren't really going how I want them to go. For those who don't know, the rotation, what I did was I set an anchor point on this folder that has in the smart material, and I just called it color height anchor. And then for this, for the rotation layer, I put color height roughness, and then for each of those, I just set those to reference the base color, height, roughness, and all of that. All right, I think it all looks fairly decent. And what I'm going to do now, in past videos, I was talking about how I didn't like how plain these looked. I wanted to put a design on them of some sort. And so I think the way I'm going to do that is going to add a fill, add a black mask, and maybe add a paint. And then for this, I just want height and maybe roughness. And for the height, we'll go like 0.005, something like that. And what I'm going to try and do is take this, scale it down if I can remember. And I want to see what am I doing? Like that. And then do something like this. See how it turns out. So I'm going to back that up and maybe see what kind of brushes we have. And I can do something similar. Let's see here. That looks okay, I guess. More even than what I had, but let's see what else we have. I don't really like the round edges on it. Is there a way to, yes, there is. Okay, how do I get into orthographic with Substance Painter? There we go. F6. All right, let's scale it up till it kind of matches. Yeah, doesn't exactly look perfect, but I think it looks all right. All right, let's do the top one. I'm going to go ahead and go through all these, and I'll just fast forward it for you guys. All right, so this is what I got. I don't think it looks too bad. Let's try, maybe I can add like a blur. Let's see what a blur does to it. Let me just turn the blur down. 0.10. Just a little bit, just to kind of, I don't know, let's see what else. What about a blur slope? Turn the intensity down. Break them up a little bit, maybe. Turn it to minimum. Turn the divider up a little bit. Maybe add this with a regular blur. I don't know. Let's see what this does. Okay. So I mean, I can kind of add something to it, maybe. Let's get rid of that. And let's just mess with these a little bit, see what we can get. That softens it up a little bit, huh? I actually kind of like that. It just kind of softens it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. I actually kind of like that. I think it looks okay. Probably doesn't look the best. I'm sure there are better ways to do all of this to make it look better. But yeah, I think that it's probably fine. Yeah, just a little something to just break up that flatness. All right, so with that, we'll call this cabinet design. We mess with this a little bit, see what different blending modes might do for us. I don't think they're really going to do anything. Yeah, no. Change height since that's what we're dealing with. No, that's fine. All right. So next we want to do the top here. I want to add something to the top, some sort of design. And it's going to be the same deal. We're going to add a fill black mask with paint, and this is just going to be height and roughness. Turn roughness up. And we're just going to paint something on there. Let's see. Go to brushes. Maybe alphas. And see what we have that we can use. Not really seeing anything I like, so maybe I'll just set that. And the flow up. Turn this to 0.05. That might actually be helpful. Something like that, I think. Something like that. I think that looks okay. Well, let's turn the flow up just a little. And just kind of go over this edge. Over the bottom, no. Over the bottom one here. All right. Nothing fancy, but Let's maybe see what happens if we were to increase the height to like 0.1. Nah, let's go back to 0.07. Though I feel this bottom could be a little thicker, so I'm going to increase the flow. And I'm going to do it this way. There we go. That kind of makes it more straight. Maybe I kind of use this. Just kind of go around these edges a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Now, what do I want to put on the inside? I was thinking. Yeah. And we're going to use the same effect we used on the cabinets. Same filter, which was the this bevel filter. I actually really like the way it sort of smooths things out a little bit. Yeah. I think I want it like that. Yeah, something like that. Although, I think that looks fine. I think that looks a-okay, actually. All right, I'm going to take a little break, and then we will come back and we will do the hinges and the handles. So I will see you guys in just a bit.